Solange is finally speaking out about the real reason behind her 2014 altercation with Jay-Z, and you won't believe what she's revealing about Beyoncé's silence. According to Solange, Beyoncé allegedly had a contract with Jay-Z that gave him permission to cheat. She also claims that Beyoncé was present with Jay-Z while he assaulted minors.
I predict a Beyoncé and Jay-Z divorce announcement in 2025. It's officially gone too far. It's too much. The allegations are terrible. And I'm one of the biggest fans of Beyoncé. She is a legend. She is so talented. And if you know Beyoncé, she is so picky about what she posts on social media, who she associates with. I feel like the people around her are very strategic on how her image comes off. And her being tied to Jay-Z, I just don't see it playing out like that. Like, I just don't see her sticking by his side for the long run, especially right now. Last night was like the premiere of the new Lion King movie, and it was Blue's moment. And it was very, it was giving, let's stay together through the holidays and then let's figure out the divorce.
Diddy's recent arrest has caused a major stir in Hollywood, particularly affecting Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Fans are now questioning the true nature of Jay-Z and Beyoncé's relationship as more details emerge. Rumors suggest that Solange is trying to persuade Beyoncé to divorce Jay-Z, especially after the recent rape allegations against him. Solange, it's reported, didn't even attend Blue Ivy's premiere at the Musa event, and she believes Jay-Z is damaging Beyoncé's brand.
Isolated one-off case that he has to defend, or potentially it could be a Me Too type situation where other victims come forward. Obviously, we saw that with Diddy and Cassie Ventura. So the coming days and weeks are really going to be telling. And Tony Busby says he has more than 100, maybe up to 300 victims he's representing. So it's going to be interesting to see if any of them also name Jay-Z.
And Nima, if such a high-profile name like Jay-Z has come out, could more celebrity names be tied to these lawsuits? What do you think we can expect?
No question. This may just be the first celebrity domino, and Jay-Z was unmasked as celebrity A, but let's not forget there's a celebrity B in that same lawsuit that allegedly witnessed the sexual assault, a female celebrity. And there was someone who went on CNN earlier this week and said that his sexual assault was witnessed by another celebrity as well. So I think we're going to see more celebrity names identified very soon.
All right, Nima Rani, thank you so much for joining us. As you said, this is one that has entered the court of public opinion. It's nice to have your actual legal advice on this one.
Jay-Z has allegedly never been faithful to Beyoncé, having numerous affairs throughout their relationship, including with Rihanna, Rita Ora, and Aaliyah, just to name a few. There are also claims that Jay-Z had inappropriate relationships with minors, including a rumored affair with a 15-year-old named Wanda. Despite the allegations, Jay-Z is reportedly refusing to take a paternity test that his lawyers had previously agreed to.
Who had been flown to the United States without parental supervision or a chaperone, brought to a grown man's office in a large corporate Manhattan building. Everybody knew when she flew in. I was there the day she got signed. Everyone was talking about it, and the 6 hours that she spent with him, and the 4 hours that she spent alone with him with no parental supervision. Her father didn't show up till the next day to come and collect the check.
Well, and there's
this isn't her life.
The rumors were even beyond that, right? That Jay-Z was cheating on Beyoncé with her when she was
Very
17
so.
Is what a lot of this came out through a publicist who later then
Have
had
you
to
spoken
apologize.
to my friend Jonathan? Hey, you should talk to Jonathan.
Please.
Because Jonathan was there. He was right there working with Rihanna. And it was right when they started crafting her to be seen as a brand and commodity only and not a person.
Let's not forget the time Jay-Z went on national television and publicly confessed to his infidelities. Recent reports now suggest that Jay-Z's apology was more of a publicity stunt. It's alleged that he used gaslighting tactics with Beyoncé, and Solange knew about his actions, which is why she confronted him. Jay-Z reportedly involved Beyoncé in his alleged criminal behavior.
Almost lost things. and for her to say, I'm going to talk about my pain and anger at you, what were those conversations like?
Again, it didn't happen in that way. It happened, we were using our art almost like a therapy session, and we started making music together. And then the music she was making at that time was further along. So her album came out as opposed to the joint album that we were working on. We still have a lot of that music, and this is what it became. There was never a point where it was like, I'm making this album. I was there. I was right there the entire time.
And what was her reaction to your work, and what was your reaction to hers? They must have caused
I think they were both
for each of them.
Of course. And both very, very uncomfortable, but sitting in that, the best place in the hurricane was like in the middle of it.
Yeah.
We were sitting in the eye of the hurricane, and maybe not use hurricane because so many people are being affected right now, but the best place is right in the middle of the pain. And that's where we were sitting, and it was uncomfortable. And we had a lot of conversations, and really proud of the music she made, and she was really proud of the art I released. And at the end of the day, we really had a healthy respect for one another's craft. I think she's amazing. Most people walk away, and like divorce rate is like 50% or something, because most people can't see themselves. The hardest thing is seeing pain on someone's face that you caused, and then have to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
So most people don't want to do that. You don't want to look inside yourself.
50 Cent has also shared his thoughts on Jay-Z and Beyoncé's marriage, claiming it's more of a business contract. Beyoncé became one of the biggest stars in hip-hop after marrying Jay-Z, while Jay-Z himself amassed over 20 Grammys. The marriage, however, is said to have much deeper implications, with some claiming Beyoncé is covering for Jay-Z's crimes. There are even reports that an unnamed woman was allegedly present during one of Jay-Z's assaults on a minor at Diddy's party. Could that woman have been Beyoncé?
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyoncé. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. Wow. You're gonna let him say that?
Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had
And
one.
he didn't show up.
No, he has like 20 now.
Hold on.
He had like 18 since he's been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Hold on. You're not wrong. At the same time.
After that, he got them shits. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like fucking things to cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades.
Because he's no
marriage.
longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's in.
Oh, wow.
The new lawsuit filed against Jay-Z is just one of many that are expected to follow, and Jay-Z is reportedly trying to distance himself from Diddy as more victims come forward. He has allegedly threatened anyone who has attempted to speak out, including the lawyer and the victim involved. In a response, Jay-Z is quoted as saying, "You have made a terrible error in judgment thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your moral world. I'm a young man who made it out of the projects of Brooklyn."
Jay-Z is staying on the offensive, going after not only the attorney who filed the lawsuit against him and Diddy, that would be Tony Busby, the attorney, but also the accuser. And he has filed a new motion this morning, which we're going to get to in a moment, but basically he wants to level the playing field with the accuser. But first, we got to start with this response that Jay-Z had to the allegation. Catch you up real quick if you hadn't heard, but a woman who had filed a lawsuit against Diddy back in October, alleging that he had raped her at a VMA after party in the year 2000 when she was only 13 years old.
Right. Remember, this is when she allegedly was given a drink. She felt woozy, and there was Diddy, and there was a male celebrity who was unnamed at the time, and also a female celebrity.
Well, that unnamed celebrity is now named. She refiled the lawsuit on Sunday. She and her attorney, Tony Busby, refiled it and named Jay-Z as that unnamed celebrity involved in the rape. Jay-Z's response is extraordinary in that, look, we've seen all these lawsuits against Diddy, dozens of them now at this point. And frequently his response has been to deny it, but to say nothing else. Jay-Z went way more than just denying it. He did do that, but then went directly after the attorney. Part of his statement said, "My lawyer received a blackmail attempt from a lawyer named Tony Busby. It made me want to expose you, Tony Busby, for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny." This lawyer, who I have done a bit of research on, seems to have a pattern of these types of theatrics. You claim to be a Marine? Marines are known for their valor. You have neither honor nor dignity.
The New York Times contacted me to ask for my response to rapper Jay-Z's allegations that I tried to extort and blackmail him. My response is pretty straightforward. No one has made any threats. Jay-Z's assertions are bogus and laughable. Instead, our firm sent a standard demand letter seeking a mediation on behalf of a woman who alleges Jay-Z sexually assaulted her as a minor. The letter was vetted and approved by our client, whose preference was to attempt resolution short of filing a lawsuit. This approach is common in these types of cases. What you're seeing played out now is a coordinated and desperate effort to focus the public's attention on me personally to avoid attention on the allegations being made by my clients. This effort has included harassing my family and colleagues and even offering former clients money to sue me, which is illegal. When an alleged perpetrator behaves in this manner, wildly asserting that a basic demand letter is extortion, and aggressively using the media to attack the opposing lawyer while at the same time ignoring the allegations being made by the alleged victim, it reminds me of a famous line from Shakespeare: "The lady doth protest too much, methinks." We intend to address all of these issues with the court in due course. Let me be clear, we will not be bullied or intimidated by these shenanigans, and our clients won't be
suggested that Beyoncé never spoke out about Jay-Z's alleged crimes because he manipulated her into becoming an accomplice. Reports claim Jay-Z ensured that victims saw Beyoncé by his side during the assaults, which would make her just as guilty if the truth ever came out. If Jay-Z were to face consequences, Beyoncé's billion-dollar empire would be at risk. So far, it seems Jay-Z has relied on her silence to protect both of them.
Be clear, what does Tony Busby say about Jay-Z, the artist, the businessman? Well, the complaint begins. Defendant Sean Combs, along with his longtime friend and collaborator Sean Carter, drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party following the 2000 Video Music Awards. Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor. Many others were present at the after-party but did nothing to stop the assault. Combs had been allowed for years to conduct himself in this manner without any consequences. He believes he is above the law. He is not. His close friend Sean Carter has been with Combs during many such instances described herein. Both perpetrators must face justice. So that seems to suggest that Sean Carter, Jay-Z, was not only present or participated in this alleged, what is essentially a crime, but for other instances. And that's really interesting. That's why I bring up this idea of, could he be hit with more lawsuits if you take these allegations as true? Now, the complaint goes on to say, Combs and Carter were not simply occasional collaborators in the music industry. The two men developed a close friendship that has been well documented from the late 1990s to the present. Together, they attended countless music industry events, events for each other's business ventures, parties, and after parties. Indeed, the two are apparently so close that Combs stated in 2023 that Carter is the only person, other than Combs' mother, who is allowed to call him by his legal first name of Sean. In 2000, near the height of their fame, power, and influence, Combs and Carter attended the 2000 Video Music Awards in New York City. Afterwards, Combs hosted an after-party for many of the most famous celebrities in the music and entertainment industries, including Carter, which is where the events alleged in this complaint occurred. I should also say that Busby also used this complaint to address an alleged harassment campaign that he claims Jay-Z started after Busby reached out about his involvement in the suit. The complaint reads, Carter was identified in plaintiff's original complaint as Celebrity A. Prior to the filing of this amended complaint, Carter received a letter from plaintiff's counsel requesting a mediation to resolve this matter. Upon present information and belief, Jay-Z responded to said letter by not only filing an utterly frivolous lawsuit, the one I mentioned before, but by also orchestrating a conspiracy of harassment, bullying, and intimidation against plaintiffs' lawyers, their families, employees, and former associates in an attempt to silence plaintiff from naming Jay-Z herein. This effort was meant to scare plaintiff and to discredit her counsel. That effort failed. Indeed, plaintiff chose to file this amendment as a result of the egregious conduct perpetuated by Carter.
Jay-Z is reportedly dangerous, and there's speculation that he may have even used threats of violence to keep Beyoncé quiet. The way Beyoncé remained unfazed in the elevator video with Solange has led many to believe she's been desensitized to physical violence. Jay-Z has a violent history, including pleading guilty to stabbing a friend in 1999, which only adds to the concern.
She got song credits for writing for Al Green.
Take me through them not wanting to let her in the club.
She showed up to a place. Some of the people in there was loyal to some of the people she was speaking out about. They wouldn't let her in, and she wasn't going for that. She started setting it up. She started bugging up on the guys. They had to call the police on old girl. Oh, bro. Jaguar Wright get wild, bro. And if something happened to her, I just want to tell Jaguar Wright, be careful. She just went on Piers Morgan. Beyoncé and Jay-Z sent Piers Morgan a cease and desist. Made Piers Morgan publicly apologize. Today, it's about to get dangerous for a lot of people, so if you out here doing what you're doing, because y'all not me, so you better be on your P's and Q's. It's about to get ugly. This is when people start to turn up dead right now. So keep that in mind.
Despite everything that has transpired, it's hard to ignore the fact that Beyoncé has stayed silent. Her silence has allowed Jay-Z to continue his alleged abuse. More than 300 victims have already come forward, and reports indicate that the total number of people affected could be in the thousands. Just a few months ago, Jaguar Wright went on Piers Morgan's show to share shocking details about Jay-Z's actions, but no one believed her. Now, much of what she said is proving to be true. How many more victims will come forward?
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands. I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim Porter?
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Piers.
Listen, like I said, Jay-Z and Beyoncé are not here, unfortunately, to respond to that.
I know. I'm just being honest with you.
You're perfectly entitled to your views, obviously. Kim Porter,
yes.
A new book claims that Diddy may have been involved in her early death. What do you think of that?
I think people should really look into that more. I am friends with Albie Shore. I love him. I love his children. I knew Kim. We used to all hang out together at the Kit Kat Club back in the mid-90s when Diddy was first starting his reign. I watched that whole thing happen. And everything that Albert has been through, every attempt on his life that has been ignored by the authorities, it all leads back to Diddy. And everyone knows it. The wiretapping of the phones, putting AirTag on children during visits. These are normal practices that these people do.
Jaguar, I've got to leave it there. I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for caring.
I do care. Thank you very much.